Introduction: a strategic stronghold. The Siege of Gaza represents a critical moment in Alexander the Great's campaign to expand his empire into the eastern territories. As one of the key cities along the route to Egypt and further into Asia, Gaza's strategic position made it essential for Alexander's plans. The successful capture of Gaza not only showcased Alexander's military prowess but also opened the path for his continued conquests. This exploration of the Siege of Gaza and Alexander's eastern path will detail the circumstances leading to the siege, the military strategies employed, and the significance of Gaza in the context of Alexander's broader ambitions. The context of the siege. 1. Strategic importance of Gaza. Gateway to Egypt. Located on the southern coast of the Levant, Gaza served as a crucial gateway for trade and military movements between the eastern Mediterranean and Egypt. Control over Gaza was vital for Alexander as he sought to secure his western flank before moving deeper into Asia. Persian influence. At the time of Alexander's campaign, Gaza was under Persian control, and its capture would not only weaken Persian influence in the region but also demonstrate Alexander's commitment to avenging the earlier Persian invasions of Greece. 2. Preparations for the siege. Military strategy. Following his conquest of Tyre, Alexander aimed to consolidate his control over the eastern Mediterranean. Gaza, with its strong fortifications and strategic location, became a key target in his quest for dominance. Gathering forces. Before laying siege to Gaza, Alexander reinforced his army, utilizing a combination of experienced troops and local allies to ensure a well-rounded military presence capable of overcoming the city's defenses. The Siege of Gaza. 1. Defensive fortifications. Imposing walls. Gaza was known for its formidable walls and defenses, making it a challenging target. The city's strategic planners had fortified their defenses, anticipating potential threats from the west. Determined defense. The Persian governor of Gaza, Badis, and the inhabitants mounted a fierce defense, aware of the city's importance. Their determination to resist Alexander contributed to the prolonged nature of the siege. 2. Military tactics employed by Alexander. Use of siege engines. Alexander employed advanced siege engines, including battering rams and towers, to breach the city's defenses. His engineers constructed these devices to withstand the counterattacks from the defenders. Psychological warfare. In addition to physical assaults, Alexander utilized psychological tactics to demoralize the defenders. He showcased the strength of his forces and the inevitability of their victory, aiming to weaken the resolve of the defenders. 3. The final assault. Breaking the defenses. After several months of siege, Alexander's forces succeeded in breaching Gaza's walls. The combination of strategic planning, innovative tactics, and relentless pressure on the defenders culminated in a decisive assault. Consequences of the capture. The fall of Gaza had significant implications. Alexander's forces captured the city, and Badis was taken prisoner. The siege underscored Alexander's military genius and ability to adapt his strategies to overcome formidable obstacles. Aftermath of the siege. 1. Consolidation of power in the region. Control of Gaza. The successful capture of Gaza solidified Alexander's control over the region and provided a strategic base for his subsequent campaigns into Egypt. This victory allowed him to secure trade routes and supply lines essential for his eastern ambitions. Cultural integration. Following the siege, Alexander encouraged the integration of local populations into his governance structure. He often appointed local leaders to maintain order and facilitate cooperation, blending Greek and local traditions. 2. Path to Egypt. March into Egypt. With Gaza under his control, Alexander advanced into Egypt, where he was welcomed as a liberator. His arrival in Egypt not only marked a continuation of his campaigns, but also established a new phase of cultural exchange and governance. Founding of Alexandria. During his time in Egypt, Alexander founded the city of Alexandria, which would become a major center of Hellenistic culture and learning. This foundation reflected his vision of a unified world enriched by diverse cultures. The significance of the Siege of Gaza in Alexander's legacy. 1. Military innovation and strategy. Tactical lessons. The Siege of Gaza illustrated Alexander's ability to adapt his military tactics to different situations, emphasizing the importance of siege warfare in his overall strategy. The lessons learned during the siege would inform his future military campaigns. Psychological warfare. The use of psychological tactics in warfare showcased the importance of morale and the mental aspects of combat. Alexander's approach to undermining enemy resolve became a key element of his military strategy. 2. Cultural exchange and Hellenization. Integration of cultures. The fall of Gaza facilitated the further spread of Hellenistic culture into the eastern Mediterranean and Egypt. Alexander's campaigns contributed to the cultural synthesis that characterized the Hellenistic age. Legacy of cultural exchange. The events following the siege, including the establishment of Alexandria, exemplified Alexander's commitment to cultural integration and exchange. His vision of a world where Greek culture could flourish alongside local traditions became a defining feature of the Hellenistic period. Conclusion: the drive to conquer and its lasting impact. The Siege of Gaza stands as a pivotal moment in Alexander the Great's military career and reflects his unyielding ambition to conquer Persia and beyond. This campaign showcased his military genius, innovative tactics, and strategic foresight, all of which contributed to his success in establishing one of the largest empires in history. The Siege of Gaza, a detailed military analysis. 1. Preparation for the siege. Intelligence gathering. Before initiating the siege, Alexander deployed scouts to gather intelligence about Gaza's defenses, supply routes, and the morale of its defenders. This intelligence was critical in formulating his strategy and tactics. Logistical planning. The preparation for the siege included organizing supply lines to ensure his army was well-fed and equipped. Alexander understood that a prolonged siege would require a reliable source of provisions. 2. Siege techniques employed. Battering rams and siege towers. Alexander's engineers constructed sophisticated siege engines, including battering rams designed to break through the city gates and towers that provided elevated positions for archers and other missile troops. Maintaining pressure. Throughout the siege, Alexander maintained continuous pressure on the defenders. This tactic involved regular attacks to deplete their resources and morale, forcing them to respond and thus wearing them down over time. The aftermath of the siege, governance, and integration. 1. Consolidating power in the region. Establishment of a garrison. After the fall of Gaza, Alexander established a Macedonian garrison to maintain order and ensure loyalty among the local population. This military presence was crucial for controlling the area and deterring potential rebellions. Integration of local leaders. Alexander appointed local leaders who were loyal to him, blending Macedonian and local governance practices. This strategy helped him gain the trust of the populace and facilitated smoother administration. 2. Cultural policies. Promotion of Hellenism. Following the siege, Alexander actively promoted Greek culture in Gaza and the surrounding regions. He encouraged the establishment of schools, theaters, and temples, fostering a cultural environment that celebrated Hellenistic ideals. Intermarriage and cultural exchange. Alexander also encouraged intermarriage between his soldiers and the local population, promoting cultural exchange and integration. This approach was intended to solidify his rule and create a sense of unity among diverse groups. Impacts of the siege on Alexander's campaigns. 1. Opening the path to Egypt. Strategic advancement. With Gaza under his control, Alexander was able to secure a critical foothold for his planned invasion of Egypt. The city served as a launching point for further military operations and ensured the security of supply routes. Welcomed as a liberator. Upon entering Egypt, Alexander was welcomed as a liberator rather than an invader. This warm reception allowed him to establish a strong base of support, further consolidating his power in the region. 2. Military legacy and learning. Innovations in siege warfare. The techniques employed during the Siege of Gaza contributed to Alexander's reputation as a master of siege warfare. His ability to adapt strategies to overcome strong defenses influenced military tactics in subsequent centuries. Lessons in logistics and planning. The successful siege underscored the importance of thorough logistical planning and intelligence gathering in military campaigns. Future military leaders would study these principles as they sought to replicate Alexander's successes. Conclusion: the Siege of Gaza in Alexander's legacy. The Siege of Gaza was a defining moment in Alexander the Great's campaigns, showcasing his military innovation, strategic planning, and cultural integration strategies. This siege not only secured a vital stronghold on his eastern path, but also reinforced his image as a formidable leader capable of overcoming significant challenges.